What's up YouTube? PokePrimer here, ready to deliver you our Week 5 battle here in Fella. I had to record this one post-com just because at the time that we were having the battle, it just wasn't feasible for me to sit down and live record. Let me just go ahead and look back in time to the old Messagerinos between me and my opponent this week, Jazzy. I will link her channel in the description below. Just so you guys can go check her out. She's really cool, really good person. So yeah, these happened on Sunday, and it was really just kind of a shitty situation because I had a lot of people over, and it was also the night of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, so a lot of things were going down. It was a very rushed battle. So we kind of just had to, we were doing it very last minute. Everything just kind of got pushed off, and we kept, the timing just wasn't aligning appropriately, so it ended up happening pretty late, so I have to record this one post-com. I don't like doing it post-com. I hate post-com. I will avoid doing post-com for the remainder of the season, but, yeah, I'm going to try my very best not to allow that to happen, so yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this one. You saw the team builder. You saw we brought our Choppleberry, Adamant, Terrakion. You saw we brought our quiet, somewhat mixed Volcanion. You see our standard Mega Scizor set. You see our modest Jolteon with Magnet Rise. We've got our especially defensive, overall just bulky as all fuck, Regirock, and we have our choice scarfed Latios. You can see my opponent decided to bring the Rotom Mo, Latias, Sylveon, good old Pringles face, the Jellicent, Steelix, which is her Mega, and the Infernape. So right off the bat, I pretty much predicted the Infernape was going to be scarfed. Pretty much, Scarf for Infernape has done a lot of work for her previously, so I figured it would be just get a really bulky core here with the Latias. Really bulky team, but I think we, looking at the team matchup right at the beginning, I thought we had a really good potential matchup. I'm pretty sure in this situation I just lead with my what did I lead with? I think I led with Volcanion, but I'm not sure. I don't know, let's just go ahead and play the goddamn replay, and we'll get into this. So right off the bat, we see I do lead with my Latios. I figured that was my safest lead. Nothing on my opponent's team could really do too much to me. So I felt really confident about it. So I did just lead with the Latios and my opponent leads with the Rotom Mo, as I do just go for the Ice Beam. I guess they weren't expecting it, as she was just trying to Volt Switch out, which is a fair play. Volt switches out into Mavis, which is, mind you, is a Fairy Tail reference, and I love it. Mavis, the Sylveon, and I don't like that, so I go out into my Volcanion. I'm going to set to normal speed. I'm going on to my Volcanion as she goes for the HP Fire, predicting me to switch into my Scizor. So that's kind of nice to know that this thing has HP Fire, and I need to be wary of that. I go for a Hidden Power Dark, predicting her to switch into the Jellicent, which she does at this point after I decide to go for a Steam Eruption and gets Water Absorb. But I hit it with the HP Dark. It actually eats a Colbur Berry, so it was a Colbur Berry Jellicent, which is actually kind of cool. But, now she knows that I'm packing HP Dark, so it's kind of annoying. So, there's that. Now, we do hit this thing with a Steam Eruption. It does under half, so we know this thing is, fairly specially defensive. It's just the bulky overall, especially, I believe it's a bulky, overall, Cleric Mon for her team, which is kind of cool. I was trying more or less hit this point to get the burn. Like, I really wanted to get a burn on this thing. That's why I kept going for Steam Eruption. as it's just gonna protect, gain HP back and whatnot. As at that point, I decided I wanted to fire off a Flare Blitz, try and hit it on the physical side, as I believe a Flare Blitz at that point would have killed. But she goes for the protect, scouts it out, and finds it, and that's kind of saddening. So right here, I was kind of shocked. I was kind of surprised by it, but then I saw the Life Orb, so I wasn't as surprised. But she brings in the Latias here, Latina's the Latias, which I love the nickname. By the way, Jazzy, fantastic nickname, I love it. Dude, just good stuff. But goes for the Draco Meteor, and a Life Orb Draco Meteor actually does take us out at that point, which is kind of surprising because we were assault vested. So I was really thrown off by that. But at the same time, you know, Latias is pretty powerful. So right at that point, so we're starting off with a 6-5 deficit, which we seem to just usually like to start off at deficits in these matches. Let's be honest. So I go out here into Jura the Regirock as I go for an Ice Punch to try and catch the Latias off guard, but it doesn't work out. As the Scald from the Jellicent is going to come out here as I swap into my Latios. I'm actually just going to go for a Psyshock, predicting the Sylveon to come in, as that does fairly negligible damage, to be totally honest. I was actually kind of shocked that it did that little. But she's just going to go for the Protect, get some HP back. As I am going to go out into my Scizor now. I feel kind of safe-ish. I'm going to just Mega Evolve here. And she's going to go for the Wish, get it off, and get the Protect off as well. Get back up to full. Now at this point, I see that I believe a Bullet Punch had a chance to KO, or I believe it would scare her out. That was my thought process there was, since I went for the Bullet Punch already, I think she believed that it would either A, Oko, which I think it might have had a chance, I don't know. But I decided there that the safest play was to go for a knockoff. I don't believe an HP Fire from the Sylveon was going to kill, based upon what I figured her spread was going to be. I didn't think an HP Fire wouldn't have killed, so a knockoff was safe, so I can get the leftovers going off of that thing, which were in fact kind of annoying. Or wait, what was that thing's item? Yeah, it was leftovers, so I wasn't a huge fan of that. I didn't want there to be leftovers on it again anymore, so I went for the knockoff. As she decides just to swap and sack off her John Deere, the Rotom-Mow. So then she gets a free switch into Roy Mustang, the Infernape. As I'm going to go out into Latios, as she goes for the Flare Blitz, which is actually which is a safe play on her part. I turn out, since I'm Scarfed, I will outspeed this thing. I don't think she thought I was Scarfed, so I did go for the Psyshock here and just absolutely one-shot the Roy Mustang there. I'm going to swap out here because I know a Hyper Voice is going to blow us back. She again predicts the switch into Mega Scizor. She really wanted Mega Scizor to switch in on that HP Fire. But I just go out into Jura, as I do go for a Stone Edge here on the incoming Jellicent, as it does about 25%, so that's pretty decent. As this thing's just going to go for Recover as I switch into my Jolteon. She switches out her Jellicent as into Metallicana, the Steelix, as I get off the Magnet Rise here. So this thing can't Earthquake me, which is really cool. I go for the HP Water, does a little bit under half, so it was kind of, I guess she had a little bit more of a specially defensive build on hers, which kind of sucked for me, because at this point, the only thing I could really do, I don't have anything that wants to switch into a Gyro Ball, so I just go for another HP Water, bring it down to 4%, and she just able to kill me with a Gyro Ball. But at this point, I bring in Tony Stark, I'm able to just click Knockoff, and it's able to take out the Mega Steelix. I do just click Knockoff again. It was a misclick. I did completely forget that the Cobra Berry was on this thing earlier, so that was a misclick. I do then just go for the U-turn to get out of there. Bring in my Latios. Go for the Psyshock. It had a chance to kill, and I got a min roll. Which allowed that thing to live, which is really saddening, because if we'd been able to kill that thing there, it would have saved us a whole lot of trouble. I then go into Jura here, predicting this thing to not go for a Scald, but it does go for a Scald. As I just start clicking Stone Edge. Honestly, that's pretty much all I came to the conclusion of doing at this point. Was repeatedly clicking Stone Edge and potentially hoping for a crit, as the Jellicent does decide to just go ahead and burn me with a Will-O-Wisp. So it's kind of really agitating because it can just sit here and recover stall me, but honestly, I didn't want to switch anything else into a Scald or a potential Will-O-Wisp, just because of the fact that, I mean, Terrakions there, Terrakion's not going to appreciate a Scald or a Burn at all. And there's also, yeah, Scizor doesn't want to Burn either. And Onisama's down low. But I bring in Latios here cleanly after Jura goes down to the Burn, or the Scald there, as I do go for the Energy Ball to try and catch the Jellicent, but lo and behold, she swaps out into this goddamn Sylveon, who just loves going for HP Fire on my switches. Every single time. So, yeah, Terrakion's in here now, as I do go for the Poison Jab on the Sylveon, which it then swaps out, but I'm able to get off a crit Stone Edge on the Jellicent to take it out. As in comes the Latinas of the Latias. I live the Draco Meteor with 7% health, and I'm able to get another crit Stone Edge, which I don't think that crit actually mattered. I don't believe that crit mattered. Now she just has her Sylveon left. I decide just to go for a Poison Jab for damage. That's pretty much the best play I can go for at this point, because then now, with it sitting at 51% health, I know for a fact a Bullet Punch will kill it, as I will go for the Protect to try and get a little bit of HP back, and lessen the chance of dying, but at this point, it's pretty much guaranteed. Next turn, I just click Bullet Punch, and it does, in fact, take out the Sylveon, as we are able to win against Jazzy with a 2-0 victory against the Virginia Beach Vaporeons. Very, very good match overall. Very, very good match. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. The planning was just really, really good on my side. I'm not trying to, like, overly hype myself, but I think I planned really, really well this week. Next week, we take on Cassie and the Liverpool Luxrays. Her team is retardedly bulky. And when I say retardedly bulky, I mean, like, absolutely bonkers bulk. Totally insane shit. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm scared of it. But we're going to have a huge test next week, but at the same time, we just need to keep winning. We need to just keep getting momentum on our side. And yeah, next week will definitely be live commentated, because I will obviously have the time to do it. I will set it up for a time that I know I can live commentate, and then we will have a live com with Facecam. Facecam will be for battles only. Team builders, I did one team builder with the Facecam, and I didn't like it. It just seemed weird, so I'm just going to not do them with team builders with Facecam, but I will be doing the live com battles with Facecam, so you can kind of see my reactions and whatnot throughout the battle. But that's going to be all for now, guys. If you guys have enjoyed, please make sure to like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.